Hi there, welcome back. We're coming live to you from the Cushman & Wakefield booth at ICSC Recon 2019 to bring you what's next in retail. I'm Alana Leffler, Head of Marketing for America's Retail Services at Cushman & Wakefield, and with us this afternoon is Rick Latella, Executive Managing Director and Retail Practice Lead for the Americas for Valuation and Advisory. How are you, Rick?
It's a mouthful. Good, I'm good. Yeah.
That is a mouthful, and it's a great title.
Thank you.
How's the conference going for you so far?
It's good. We're seeing some old clients, some new clients. Every year I come out here, there's something new going on, some new trends. The beauty of retail, it's always evolving. It's the constant evolution, and it keeps us on our toes.
Absolutely keeps us on our toes. And one of the biggest trends we've been seeing, especially today, is the food hall movement. Phil Colicchio was on a food halls panel this morning. Phil Colicchio is with our specialty F&B entertainment and hospitality consulting team here at Cushman & Wakefield. And so we've come out with a food hall report, which he co-authored along with Garrick Brown and Trip Schneck, also from our group. And so we are really talking about food halls and how they've had such a significant impact on mixed-use developments, retail destinations. So what are you seeing in terms of valuation? How is it adding value to these mixed-use projects?
It's adding tremendous value. If a food hall is done correctly, it is in its own right a destination anchor. No longer do we see traditional anchors expanding in centers, and owners are looking for other ways of attracting consumers to come and stay at their centers and shop. Food is a commonality between everyone. Everyone loves food, and there are so many different things you can do with it, with all the great concepts. And again, evolution of food is something that's constantly changing. Chefs are coming up with creative ways to attract new types of offerings. And it's a wonderful time, I think, for retail right now, because they're seeing lessened demand from traditional retailers wanting to be in those locations, and they're reacting to what consumers want, and consumers want a food experience.
So that's one thing that's really bringing people out by the masses. It's not just about shopping, it's also about the experience of dining out and having shopping at your fingertips maybe after the fact.
Right. That's right, and again, the importance of food cannot be understated. Years ago, malls were built with what was called a food court. Food halls are nothing like food courts. These are generally local, iconic brands in the market that consumers are familiar with. The days of hot dog on a stick at a food court is no longer an offering that people are interested in. Coupling that with the craft beer explosion, which Cushman & Wakefield has done reports on that also, it's just it's a wonderful way to get and attract patrons to come out to the mall and shop.
I would agree. And so what other trends are you seeing in valuation across the U.S. these days?
So, retail has been somewhat muted in terms of transactions. There were less transactions last year. This year started out very robust, and then we've hit a period, I think, of some retrenchment. There's been some concerns with foreign investors with retail now, because they've been waiting for the markets, I think, to show some signs of stabilization. The sense that I'm getting here as I'm talking to brokers and investors is that period of stabilization is beginning to occur, and we think transactions will pick up in the balance of the year. There is a lot of capital looking to invest, but it's being very cautious. Cap rates for most asset classes in retail have risen, so there are some attractive opportunities now for buyers to come into the market. And I expect the second half of the year will be busy.
Okay, great. Well, thank you. And what about, we've been talking a lot about Class A, B, and C malls and how Class A are going to find their way through it, and they're going to be enhanced. But then the other malls, what are you seeing happening with Class B and Class C right now?
Okay, so you are correct. That bifurcation of the market is as wide as I've ever seen it. Class B is a broad market, and we divide it up between Bs that are on their ways to becoming C malls and Bs that have the possibility of surviving and getting better. You can't do that without capital. Having access to capital is critical. And there are a lot of opportunities to invest wisely in B malls and very accretively to make that asset more stable and improve its value. There will be several malls that will continue to slide into the C category because capital deployment will be challenged. It'll be very difficult to get it from lenders, and owners may decide just to throw in the keys on many of those malls. And several of these will be land plays down the road. At some point it'll be an alternative use.
Well, thank you, Rick. This has been very insightful. Appreciate hearing from you. I hope you enjoy the rest of your conference.
Thank you very much. Enjoy it, and you do the same thing. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in, and check back as we bring you live from ICSC Recon 2019. I'm Alana Leffler, and that's what's next.